Okay, my name is Martin Jancis and I created the Historic Stone Lifting Facebook page. I'm making this short video today to discuss the stones themselves and how to lift them. The way I lift them anyway. There are many stones based around Scotland, located all over Scotland from top to bottom. Each of those stones, there's no two stones that are the same. They've all got their own unique challenge, which is a reason it makes them so great and so fun to lift and try. You never know what to expect from one to the next. Now, they can differ in size, shape and weight. Now some of these stones, because they're all natural stones that are made by the earth itself and they're not man-made, they can differ with the size. They can be more weighted at one side than another, so they're off balance. So this is the reason that whenever you visit one of these stones, you walk over to the stone and then you read the stone. You see what it looks like, its shape, its texture, whether it's bigger at one side than the other, so you know there's more weight at one side than the other side, or it looks roughly, it could be weighted evenly all over. You read the stones and you work out the best way and technique to lift the stone for yourself, which will work for you, because what works for one person might not work for yourself. So you get a feel of the stone, pick it up, get the feel of the weight, see what the weight is, and just see what's going to work for yourself. Another reason which makes these stones so great is the location. Because they're located all over Scotland, some of them are quite far apart, some are quite close together for driving distance. But no matter where you go from one stone to the next, you're gonna see some fantastic locations, scenery, landscapes, rivers, mountains, animals, everything. You can have a fun time driving around from one stone to the next. And the stones themselves, they all sit in great locations. There's one stone in particular called the Braving Stone. It sits in an old churchyard, an old kirk. It's a demolished kirk now, but the scenery, the landscape, trees, the hills, the mountains, it's a fantastic place to visit. First time I went there, I had a picnic after trying the stone. It was a great day. There's other stones two Glenroy stones. There's Big Red and there's smaller grey stone. These both weigh about maybe between 130 and 140 kilograms each. I haven't weighed them yet, but if you go into the Historic Stone Lifting page, you'll see the stones that have been weighed so far. I'm slowly making my way around them all to weigh them. The location of these it's a narrow road. It's a few turns, a few hills, but it's a great countryside. When you get to the stones itself, you're standing on the stone. You look at one area, you can see a small cottage, a river, a little bridge over the river. It's great to see. It's a great view, and this is a good reason it makes the stones so spectacular, so great, and so many people want to go and visit them. Another reason it makes them so unique is their history. A lot of these stones have got a great story to them. They can date back hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years, and you can see some of the history on the page itself. There are a few stones called the Puterick Stone and the Salamair Stone. These two stones both go into flints, onto rocks. The Puterick Stone goes onto next to a rock. It's got a flat top to it and it's about 4 foot high. So the object of that challenge is to lift the stone and place it on a platform. The Salamair Stone, its platform, it's got big rocks it's next to. It's about 6.5, 7 feet, maybe more, close to 6.5 feet tall, but you don't have to be this height to lift it on. As it's maybe 6.5 feet high at one end, it slopes down, maybe an angle of 35 degrees, something like that, and then it comes off to around the front. But the challenge for this stone is to lift it up to chest again, and then walk closer to as close to the plinth as you can. Place it onto the stone, at the rock, and push up. You have to really stretch far, and you just manoeuvre the stone into place, and so it sits there. Now the Stirling and Mair stone, it's a funny shaped stone. It's got a few sides in it that are can be used as a hand, more of a hand placement. It's also got a side in it that looks like a face, which is pretty cool. So I think this is maybe because when it sits up on top of the plinth, it's so high, it's got a face so it can look around and see who's coming. Now, the way I lift the stones itself, I've got this. I'll show you about this stone here. That is, there's a replica stone I made from insulation. Now it looks like the Inver stone. This is slightly bigger, no more. Now I say that there is no two stones the same. There are three stones that are similar. There's the Inver stone, there's the Dalwhinnie stone, and the Braving stone. The Dalwhinnie stone is 101 kilos, the Braving stone is 105 kilos, the Inver stone is 120 kilos. Now these stones, as you can see, they're not round, they're more oval than anything else, but they differ in weight and their diameter and depth. But these are the only three stones that are the closest to being the same, but they're all still different. Right, what I do to lift these stones. Now I made this stone here to look at Inver because it's my favourite historic stone. First one I lifted back in 2011. The day I went down to lift it, I lifted it twice, put it on its shoulder twice, so it's by far, out of all the stones I've lifted to date, the Inver stone lift that day was my greatest achievement. Right, how will I lift the stones? It's like lifting up a stone to start with. You stand over the stone, feet just wider than the stone, you put your toes just over midpoint. Yeah, so you do this so that the stone is closer to your body, so the weight of the stone is into your body, so you can get it's easier to lift. The farther away the stone is, the less likely you are to make the lift. When it's out here, you're going to pick the stone up, you're going to have to really stretch down the stone. You're going to pick the stone up, it's going to be a lot of weight in your lower back. You get it up, maybe you get it up to your thighs, you get it at your back, stuff like that. So what you do, you have your toes just over midpoint, so the stone is close to your body. Now, what I do, because I've got a short arm span, I can't get my fingers so close together that the stone is resting just on my hands and a bit of my forearms. I've usually just got to put my hands under as close as much as I can, so the stone is resting on my fingers up to my palms. My palms are then pushed into the stone as well as my forearms to get that grip. With the stone sitting on your fingers, you've got a good hold of the stone, it's not going to slip. Now this is important because there's a stone called the Castlemaine stone, it's 115 kilograms. And remember the Fianna stone is 127 kilograms, but for me the Fianna stone was a lot easier to lift because it's got a rough texture and you can get under the stone and get a good clasp with the stone. Whereas the Castlemaine stone, only being 115, which is still a good weight. It's a round stone, it's got a few dents in it, a few grooves, so it's got its own characteristics, but it's really smooth, it's like it's being polished. It's like touching glass at some points. So you pick that stone up, it's so smooth, your hands can come away from it, it can slip out your hands. So that stone you really need to dig under as much as you can. For me, when I lifted it, I had to, from a squatting position, I had it on my thighs, I had to put my hands underneath the bottom of the stone as much as I could so I can get my hands close enough together so I can clasp them, which I don't usually do, but because the stone is so smooth, you've got to get a tight grip to lift it. Now, the way I lift, like I said, feet over the midpoint. Now, roll the stone up, or back that way, put your fingers under, let the stone fall back. That lets you put your hands under the stone. But don't just let the stone drop back, because it's heavy stone. The stone is on top of your hands will hit the ground, you can hit your fingers, hit your hands. So it's a controlled movement. Rock the stone up, put your hands under the stone, fingers under as much as you can, palms pushed in tight against the stone, forearms as well, tight against the stone. Now, then lift the stone up to your knees, roll it back, same time squat down. Now from here, usually in the squatting position I'll be sitting flat at the back, but because the stone is so light, it's just made of insulation for a demonstration stone, I can't do that. Because usually you could sit further back and then you naturally sit further back and the weight of the stone itself would counterbalance you so you don't fall back. But as it is, it has to be done like this. Now here you could, in a proper squatting position, you can actually let go of the stone and actually just sit there with your back far enough, like that. Now this isn't a squatting position, isn't a resting position, it's more of, you can change your hand placement on the stone. Because getting the stone from here, I've got my hands about midpoint of the stone. If the stone was off balance, it was more weight at one side, you maybe put one hand beneath midpoint, behind the midpoint, and then one hand in front of midpoint, just to get the balance of the stone so you can lift it. So as you lift the stone, it doesn't rock back and forward and fall out your hands. So then you've got the stone up here. You can see my hands are here, so I can change my hand placement. It's not good to lift the stone from there, that hand placement. So you squat them back, you roll the stone back, you change your hand placement. A lot of people put their hands here so they can lift the stone, lift it like that. For me, I put my hands at the bottom of the stone. I put my forearms in behind midpoint and rest the stone on my forearms and lift it that way. This is a good technique for put the big stone onto the plinth. You're here, you can just rock the stone out a little bit and put it on the plinth. But for me, I'm sitting here, I get the stone in here, close to my chest, dig my forearms into the stone, put my hands, squeeze my hands into the front of it, squeeze the stone into my chest, and then up. Now here, it's a heavier stone, you can actually use a little rocking motion. You can stand first and then just rock like that. Now for me, I like to put the stones on my shoulder. So if you've got the stone like this, you're going to find that quite hard to do because you can't go anywhere with it. But for me, I've got it here, I lift it up and then I can just rock it up, push one hand under, like that, on the shoulder. So this technique works for me. So that same technique, if I had it up to my chest and if I was putting the Putrek stone say onto the plinth, the plinth was just above the bottom of the stone, I can just lean back a little bit, walk forward, put it on. You can see a little lean back, lifts the stone a few inches, just enough, place it on. Now I've got a stone here, a natural stone that I train with out in the back garden, but I took it in today for a demonstration. It's 85 kilos, and with this stone I can demonstrate the proper squatting technique for myself, what I mean. So you can see here, this stone has got a flat kind of bottom to it, so I can put my fingers under and get a hold of the stone. It's like putting your hands under a box and lifting a box. your fingers under the box, your palms are against the side of the box, so it's not going to slip. You've got a good hold of it. Same with this stone here. So, like I was saying before, rock stone up, fingers under, let the stone gently fall back, and then lift. Then again, with the knees, fall back, I'm in a better squatting position. I can let the stone go. There's my hand placement, where I want to go, and then up. Now usually in training, because I've got around a few of these stones in this one day, I lift the stone for reps. So now if you want to put this stone on the shoulder, it's different from this stone because it's an easier stone to do because it's round and you can roll up from your chest to the shoulder. This being square, you have to get it in position to your chest, then bounce it a little bit. The one corner is on your shoulder and push it up. I'll demonstrate. There are quite a few stones that are in there. The Brave Dalwhinnie Putterich Wallace Putting stone, made famous by William Wallace himself. There's the Salamere stone, the Fianna stone. Castlemundy stone, just to name a few. And I'll be making some more videos shortly to name and speak out other stones and show the locations. But hopefully this video is okay for you. You can get something from it. Okay, till next time, thank you.